This is a magic trick that no one can figure out. With just a white cloth and a chair, a person can appear to float in mid-air. Jack couldn't understand the secret behind the trick. He tried to pay a high price to learn the magician's secret, but the magician refused. The magician only wanted to share the secret with his grandson. So, Jack asked the magician to perform the trick again. But when the magician covered him with a white cloth once more, Jack killed him. Then Jack stole the magician's notebook. 9 years later, Jack had become a famous magician. One day, a reporter came to interview him. The reporter eagerly shook Jack's hand, but Jack noticed that the reporter had stolen his ring. It turned out that the reporter was also a magic enthusiast. The reporter returned the ring, and Jack complimented him on his magic skills. However, the reporter explained that he had learned magic from his grandfather, a great magician who had disappeared 9 years ago. Jack, feeling uneasy, tried to walk away, but the reporter went straight for Jack's safe. The reporter didn't know the password, though. At that moment, Jack appeared, revealing that the reporter suspected him of killing his grandfather. The reporter believed Jack had murdered his grandfather because the floating trick his grandfather performed was identical to Jack's. The grandfather had also left behind a secret magic book, which Jack had stolen. Jack, however, was unfazed. He challenged the reporter to produce evidence. Reluctantly, the reporter left. That night, Jack turned off the security cameras and opened the safe. He took out the magic book and burned it. The next day, the police arrived at Jack's office, but not because of the reporter's accusations. It was because Jack's wife had been murdered the previous night. The police asked Jack where he was. Jack claimed he had been in his studio and that there was security footage to confirm it. But then he suddenly remembered the cameras had been turned off. The police noticed the safe in the corner and asked Jack to open it. As Jack started to enter the code, he glanced at the ring on his finger. It reminded him that the reporter had stolen his ring the day before. The ring wasn't just any ring. It had a tracker inside, which the reporter had used to learn the safe's code. The previous night, when Jack had opened the safe to destroy the evidence, the reporter had already used the tracker to figure out the password. And when Jack had exposed the reporter's trick, he had left his fingerprints on the knife. The reporter then used that same knife to kill Jack's wife. Afterward, the reporter placed the murder weapon in the safe when no one was around. When Jack opened the safe, he found the weapon inside.